Hey y'all. So I want to continue the resistance series and I want to talk about something else that I find is very, very, very important in regards to resistance, manifesting, and even quantum physics. And this is the quantum collapse, especially when you are collapsing timelines while actively manifesting and elevating your self-concept, expanding your consciousness and your awareness, and embodying more of who you know yourself to be, who you are trying to embody for your future manifestations. Once you become the embodiment, especially of your affirmations and your beliefs, and you finally release those old negative assumptions, limiting beliefs, all that stuff, your life shifts immediately. Okay. Now, and I have recently experienced this, and it's honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty daunting at first. And the most important thing to do when you are witnessing a quantum collapse, especially in old versions of people, old stories, you must be still. I know this is the part of manifesting and conscious creation to where people say, oh, that's crazy. How can I just be still? They literally just did this. They literally just did that right in front of me. They're literally doing this. They're literally doing that. Now, there is nothing in regards to the quantum collapse that should allow you to be in any kind of immediate danger. Now, let me just go ahead and say that, right? So just make sure you're safe or whatever. But there should be nothing in regards to a quantum collapse that's going to put you in immediate danger or a threat to your safety or anything like that. That is not a quantum collapse. That's probably an abusive situation. I'm talking about unprovoked. I'm talking about literally out of nowhere. I'm talking about, let me just go ahead and give my example. A person who I have barely any contact with. I see this person possibly once a week, if that. I have gone on my journey, and this is the whole reason why I can never ever say that I don't believe in manifesting specific people or anything like that anymore, because shit just gets so weird. It gets fucking weird. Because when you manifest yourself and when you embody everything and when you elevate your self-concept, remember when I told you all that your reality will start to bend to you. Like once you put yourself in the center of your reality as all there is, and you know that you're all there is, and you're embodying like your self-concept, and you're just being beauty, you're being love, you're being grace, you're being all that is, right? Girl, people quake. They quake. They cannot take it. They can't take it. They quake, girl. People who you have barely little to any contact with may show up and they will start to wow out in the 3D. Like, and you won't even have to say anything. They'll like get themselves in trouble. They'll cause unnecessary attention to themselves. They'll wow out. You won't even understand like what the heck their problem is, what caused it, why, da 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 da. All this tea. It's gonna get super weird. And if you're even texting these people or whatever it is, it's very important to not engage into arguments. It's very important to not react to negativity. I am promising you, be still. Because what's happening is your reality is collapsing old versions, old timelines, old people, or whatever it is for you. I know it sounds crazy. I had to literally get this explained to me because I was like, okay, I'm literally just existing now and I'm like feeling great. And now people are like spazzing. Like, why are they doing this? It's the energy. Everything in life is energy. Everything is. When this happens, be still. Do trust that centering and honestly prioritizing self is all that matters. There is nothing that you can do. Do not interact with it. Do not, get upset or react or whatever by it, because it's the unfolding process of your manifestation, especially if you're manifesting like a more evolved version of the person or something. But even when you become fully detached, like let's say that you are trying to manifest, a more, stable, loving, harmonious love life. So, of course, you want to manifest a more stable and harmonious relationship with yourself. And you want to put all that energy into yourself. And once you pour that energy into yourself and it radiates, you're going to see soft reflections in your reality, like people treating you better, people recognizing you, people engaging with you differently. You're going to feel more prioritized just on the daily by people and things like that. And just it's energy. Things just shift. It's even hard for me to like explain really, because it's like a lot that's going on, because it's like what they say in the manifestation community, like you have to trust in the unseen. You have to, because when shit gets weird, you be still and trust, and be still and know that it is already done. All right. And that's literally even biblical. Okay. That's biblical. Just trust and know that it's done. Right. So, girl, the weirder people act, take it as a sign that things indeed are changing. Do not take this personally, because then what you're going to find is things get wonky in the 3D as far as dates, times, memories, old versions of people who may have wanted to bring old dramas or whatever to your awareness. And let's say it's something specific like dates, times, like it's going to get wonky. Either they're not going to remember, they're not going to reference it the same. There's going to be some blockages in regards to even interacting with those versions of people, places, and things. You just start to really lose access to that timeline, which is a good thing. And so if you understand that you want to move forward, stop reaching back. I promise you, you have to move forward with trust and flow, regardless of what's happening around you. Truly, there's nothing outside of you, so it shouldn't affect you internally. Trust and know, carry on, and let the rest fall where they may. Now, what I find specifically interesting is when you are witnessing a specific person go through a quantum collapse. They may temporarily phase out of your reality. Like they may ghost you. They may disappear. Sometimes quantum collapses are like all of these emotional outbursts where like a person is like spiraling, going off. It seems like they're losing their mind out of nowhere, and you're just like looking at your phone like, I don't even understand what or who or why this is, right? Like you'll be living your life, you'll be doing your thing, like whatever you're doing, right? And you'll be doing all of that, and this person is like losing their minds over you or the connection with you or the connection that they had with you. A lot of shadows become revealed, and I'm talking about the shadows of the other person, because remember, everyone is a mirror of us, right? So if I'm a person that's already worked on my shadows and my shadow self, and I've already healed all of those broken versions of me, well then all of the people who once bonded with me, right, in my reality, over those shadows, or even subconsciously through those shadows, because of what we attract to ourselves, all out of nowhere, when you're just vibing and chilling, it's gonna surface, and you're like, dude, I didn't even know you had all these damn insecurities. I didn't even know that you were dealing with all this. Why are you trying to make this my problem? Once again, do not react, do not engage, be still. Tell them, even if you have to tell the 3D right to its face, that I'm all there is, period. Okay? Because what that is a boundary. A lot of people don't recognize non-egoic language. Like the ego mind likes drama. The ego mind likes bullshit. The ego mind feeds off that survivor mode, that's fight or flight shit, that like resistance that builds up, right? It feeds, right? And so when you go against that, that's why your ego fights you. But when you finally neutralize all of that and you have your clarity and your peace and you're just flowing in your life, mirror, ripple effect, it's got to bounce back out to your reality for all that bullshit to settle down, flow out, and then, allow for better, elevated, more ascended versions of people to flow in, or they just fade out of your reality completely. And if they do, honey, trust it and say, you know what, well, I'm blessed that I never have to deal with that ever again. You have to just go with your gut, know, and trust, okay? And so it's like interesting dealing with this, because when other people are like losing their minds and spazzing out here, you're going to want to have nothing to do with it, which is an amazing place to be. Continue to be still. So if they blow up on you with all this mess, don't respond. I don't care if you hit me up with like a whole book. In fact, I'm not really the person that you want to text a bunch of paragraphs anyway, because I'm too busy. Literally, I'm too busy. Like I'm way too consumed. Like I am blessed enough just to make my content, and that's, you know, period. And that's me once again prioritizing self. I don't do all that because what is understood doesn't need to be explained. You don't need to over-explain yourself to me. I don't over-explain myself to anyone. I don't feel the need to. So it's like I can't deal with that. Like I don't identify with that, right? So I don't entertain it. I don't engage. If they fall off, they fall off. Let them fall back for a week or two, a month or two, years even. Let it happen. It has to happen. And it's for your greater good. But it is for your greater good, because if you're ascending and you're moving forward and you're elevating, girl, you don't want those old dusty past versions of people in your damn reality anyway. That's the very shit you were trying to break away from. It's just interesting because the behavior of other people's shadows and everything coming up, it may come from people that you least expect, right? And those are those subconscious attachments, which is, girl, it's wild, dude. It's so wild. So when you witness the quantum collapse, or if you witness that, you know, a specific person or something is literally spazzing out every damn where they go, girl, you can't text them without them spazzing out. You can't see them in your reality without them spazzing out. You will get so damn tired of them that you just drop it, and you just completely like drop them from your awareness. Also, this helps with detachment, and we can talk about this too. If you guys want affirmations to help you detach from a person, regardless of what version of them it is, I got you. Okay, I got you. Let me know if you guys would want that, because attachment helps most here, especially if you're a person that's already dealt with like those crazy, toxic, intense, like stupid patterns in relationships and stuff. And if that stuff is still playing out, even in like little specks or whatever during the quantum collapse and the unfolding of different manifestations, and you're tired of it, there are affirmations that you can do along with EFT tapping and breath work to get yourself in that state to where it doesn't rattle you, and you just don't give a damn if they show up saying ooga booga, or if they show up to your doorstep with like flowers and a ring or something. You don't give a damn because you've already ascended above it all, okay? Right? Because you are the center of your reality. Nothing or no one outside of you can ever move you, shake you, period, okay? And that's on period. So let me know if you guys would want that, because your girl's equipped, all right? So you're gonna notice people do that, and you're gonna be over it. And in divine timing, when everything is right, people will probably reappear. But when they reappear, you're going to notice that there's something different about them. And what that difference is and what it should be, they should be better reflecting your elevated self-concept and your identity. They should be reflecting nothing but your ascension. And that's on period. If they aren't reflecting the best parts of you, the best embodiment of you, you being all there is as the goddess you are of your own reality, the center, the icon of your own reality, if they aren't reflecting that, we don't want it, honey. That's period. This is beyond standards. This is beyond boundaries and all that trivial like relationship and like social interaction type bullshit. This is spiritual. This is I am, okay? This is what this is. This is literally like the end all be all, right? This is like written in literal scripture. This is honestly Christ consciousness at work, okay? Okay? That's what this is. Because when you truly understand that life is you, and that's why I'm really pushing this message, because it's true. When you truly understand that everyone and everything in your reality is always reflecting you as all there is, what is there to be mad at, afraid of, angry, frustrated with, etc., etc.? When you truly center yourself and you become all there is, you lose attachment naturally. You lose that frustration naturally. Any negative assumptions, any ties to old narratives, old stories, whatever it is, you lose it, period, because you are no longer identified with it. Therefore, your reality has no choice but to catch up. Because think about it, if you were dwelling in an old self-concept that was like low vibrational, attracting all of the bullshit, like remember, we're dancing in the flames, okay, getting crispy and hot, okay, and then you decide to elevate and you ascend, and then you know that you're all there is. You know that you are the beauty. You are more than enough. You are everything that, you know, you deserve to be, whatever your embodiment is, you know. All that old shit that you were attracting, that you were cycling with, it has to break away and fall away. Even the subconscious parts of it, meaning subconscious connections that you might have attracted to you, subconscious like limiting beliefs, fears, assumptions, all that stuff. It has to. And the only change is the fact that everything else has to ascend. And remember, we are in an ever-flowing universe. The only thing constant is change. So when things, people, old stories, or versions get wonky, girl, don't get stressed. Don't let it rattle your internal system. Don't let it like get you all frazzled. Don't start doubting yourself, especially if you're trying to consciously manifest. Don't start thinking like, am I doing this right? Don't go blowing up Dylan James or some manifestation coach asking if you're doing it right. And all this, because you are, okay? All right, and the minute you start to doubt, you start to honestly lose your progress, and you don't want to do that. Just be still and know. If you get frustrated, if people are trying to try your patience, I personally do. I love telling people that I'm all there is and going about my day. It has given me, it has granted me so much peace. Like, if you even dare to try me, I'm gonna say, I'm all there is and there's nothing outside of me, and bop. And whew, I don't have to raise my voice. I don't have to be tired. I don't have to be spiraling about arguments, because I'm not fueling my egoic mind when I act that way, because I'm acting from the more ascended version of me. I'm embodying my higher self by literally walking away from arguments and lower vibrational shit, because I've had enough for like a literal lifetime. So I'm all there is. There's nothing outside of me. Bye. It's amazing. It's my favorite. And it shuts shit down. For some reason, like when you say it too, right? When you say it like out loud, like people don't know how to act. Like they just shut the fuck up. And it's just beautiful. It's like, yes, shut up. All right. And now I'm gonna go enjoy my peace. Like, it's just amazing. It's amazing. Oh, it's such a blessing. But I love it. But don't let it rattle you internally. Don't let it like get you frustrated or upset or whatever. Like, just go and, you know, do your thing. And then next thing you know, people are gonna come in and start reflecting your higher self-concept effortlessly without you asking, like flowers, effortlessly. Okay. Big, grand, romantic gestures, effortlessly. And it's also important for you to normalize these things within yourself. So if you are a person that's like, that's why I told you all about like my self-love mantras and all that, especially like in regards to relationships, because y'all have seen me through, you know, several relationships on my main channel. And like, hey, I'm not ashamed, but the best part is, you know, when you consciously manifest, you can change all that shit, and none of the past matters, because circumstances don't matter. All that matters is the elevation of self and everything that's pouring in now, along with all of my blessings, all of my change, and everything else that's great, right? So, period, right? Give it to yourself first. You have to be fulfilled within self first in order for the fulfillment and everything to flow outwardly in, right? You have to be fulfilled within self first. Be steady and stable and knowing within self first. Give it to yourself first. So my self-love mantra of giving myself flowers and, you know, giving myself direct deposits. Okay, Bob, now I get those things, no question, because it's what I deserve, right? It's effortless. Grand gestures are effortless. That's a very normalized experience for me. What else is it? People treating me to breakfast or people covering my lunch. It's a very normal experience for me. Me living in soft, abundant luxury, like peace, comfort, all of that. It's a very normalized experience for me. Get your nervous system in order, right? Because, I know it might be a lot, especially when things start flowing in, but you need to embrace it. This is the change that you've always wanted. And you have to release all of that inner resistance, okay? So when you experience the quantum collapse from the outer resistance that was already in the process of manifesting, you'll be at peace regardless, okay? It's just resistance collapsing in the quantum. That's all it is when you witness all of these things, okay? And so it's nothing to get startled or whatever by. I understand, because some people's behavior can be really crazy. Like, it's like, okay, you ain't have to act like that. Don't rack your brain around it don't rack your brain around it too much. Definitely don't take it personally. Just keep it flowing, okay? And I promise you, change will come because it's inevitable. It has to. It is literal law. It's the law of being. Who are you being, right? If I'm being all there is and I'm elevated and I'm just like the queen, but like I used to like feel like, I hated my existence. Well, it's going to take a little time for, reality to catch up, but it will. And when it starts reflecting, you embody it, you ace it, and you move forward. You say, Bob, I got this. And that's when you start really embracing all the positive changes and like all the beauty and everything in your life, because it's going to come flowing in effortlessly without you even having to do anything. And when you elevate so high and when you really truly become the embodiment of everything that you're manifesting, and you truly embodying your I am, and you know that you're the goddess of your life, you know that you are the center of your reality, you know that you are the one that things flow to effortlessly, and because you're worthy of it, you deserve it, you're more than enough, right? That's when you start to just naturally attract any and everything that you desire. So all of that scripting, all that hard work that you used to do to manifest, you don't got to do it, right? Like, you don't have to do it as often. I mean, you still can if you want, because I mean, it's still a part of the lifestyle, but it's not like a requirement where you're like desperately trying to manifest or desperately trying to change. That desperation, that like lack energy, that like fear or whatever, it goes away. Because it has to, because you elevate and you start to have peace and stillness within self. And so it just allows everything else to flow, right? So break through all of that resistance through your nervous system, through your breath work, your EFT tapping, your chamomile tea, whatever you got to do, honey. Break through that resistance. Okay, let it go. Meaning let go of past narratives, let go of old stories and assumptions about people, let go of even trying to manifest a different version of someone or something. Because to be honest, if that person's meant to be in your life, they're going to be in your life, period. Right? Whether they, reflect your elevated self-concept or not, that's honestly, like, that's really up to divine timing and the universe, right? And I'm not saying that you can't have whatever you want. You can manifest whatever the hell you want. However, there shouldn't be such urgency and stress attached to it, like at all. You know what I mean? So you guys go ahead and let me know what you all thought about this video. I really hope that this was insightful and helpful. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Mwah.